Anyway, our next guest recently introduced a bipartisan bill that he hopes will help law enforcement receive more funding to investigate and prosecute financial fraud. Joining us now, Senator Ted Koppin, Democrat out of Delaware from Washington, D.C. Senator, welcome to the program. As you probably know, I couldn't more aggressively support the intent of the bill that you're presenting here. Walk us through what the details.
Yeah, Dylan, and I know you have, and I know you've got it right, and you understand what happened here and why we have to move on this. Basically what happened is after 9/11, we shifted our FBI agents over to counterinsurgency, which is the right thing to do, but we never filled in after them. And right now we have only about 240 FBI agents in the country working on financial fraud. And this compares to about over 1,000 we had during the saving loan crisis. So what this bill does, and Senator Pat Leahy, the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, a Democrat from Vermont, Chuck Grassley on the Judiciary Committee from Iowa, and I have put a bill in to just make sure we get the FBI agents, get them trained, get the prosecutors we need to make sure that anybody that committed financial fraud during this thing goes to jail.
Yeah, you can't have confidence if there's not a cop on the beat, as it were. As my friend Joe Terranova likes to say, a beat on the cop. Walk me through why it is. I got a couple of questions. One, as I saw, $75 million is in the stimulus package to pay for boosted investigations, financial investigations. That was cut out. We're putting up hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars over weekends for financial institutions to bail them out, and yet we're months into this, and you've got to go through the legislative rigmarole to get what I'm assuming is a much smaller number than $1 trillion to fund FBI investigations. Why is there a trigger finger for the banks to bail them out over the weekend, but we're not having the same, or for that matter, the economy and to stimulate it, but we got to go months while we watch various people sell their houses to their wives in Connecticut, waiting for FBI investigators to get funded?
Well, Dylan, you know, look, if I was running things, this would be at the top of the list, and it'd be, you know, a lot of money and the rest of it. But to be honest, the stimulus bill, the economic recovery bill's main objective is to get the economy moving again.
How can you do that without the confidence of a cop on the beat? You're not even able to fund the police.
You're talking to the wrong guy. I totally believe you. I think it really has a high priority, and we're going to get the money to do it. But I'm just saying that, you know, when we went through the whole argument, remember how that economic recovery bill, there was lots of negotiations and people saying everything in it's got to be stimulus, it's got to create jobs and all the rest of those kinds of things. We got money in the appropriations bill, which we're working on right now. There's money in the budget. We'll get the money to do it. It's, you know, again, if I were doing it, I would move faster. But I think we are moving. It really is important. You got, as usual, you got it right on the line. It's the belief in our markets is really, that's what's causing, I believe, and I think you may believe too, one of the reasons the market's going down is nothing to do more than people just not have any faith in the market. Who would want to get into this market, right?
I listen to the Behavioral Economics 101. If you don't catch the cheaters, no one will play, right? It's like going after the victims of 9/11 without going after the terrorists.
You got it. And who's going to be in a market if they're worried about this? Those guys are still there, still doing the same things.
We're out of time now. I hope you come back and talk to us soon, Senator.
Great, Dylan.
All right, we're back with the final trade.